You can make $1,000 a day cleaning concrete. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know from what equipment is best, the chemicals that you need, how to do the job, how to price the job, how to sell the job. And if you stick around until the end, I'm also going to be breaking down the math and showing you the quickest route to make $1,000 a day cleaning concrete. But if you're looking to start a pressure washing business and you're not sure what chemicals to use, how to mix them, how to clean every surface on a residential job site, property protection, or how to set up your equipment, be sure to check out the How to Wash course. It'll be the first link in the comment section and the description. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump to the video. First and foremost, I want to cover equipment. Obviously, if we're going to be cleaning concrete, we're going to need a pressure washer. Now, there's a common misconception with people that first start pressure washing businesses, and I was the same way in the beginning. I thought that PSI was more important than gallons per minute. I thought, if I have the highest PSI, then I'm going to be able to apply the most pressure and I'm going to be able to clean the most effectively. And that's just not really the case. Within the instance of pressure washing in general, but also with regards to cleaning concrete, we want to have the highest gallon per minute so we have the highest flow rate, so that way we can move as quickly with our surface cleaner as possible. So with regards to picking a pressure washer, it's always important to prioritize gallons per minute. The higher the gallons per minute you have, the quicker the job is going to go. There's only so much PSI that we can put on certain surfaces. If you apply too much PSI to concrete, you can even damage the concrete if you do it to brick, whatever the case may be. So the real thing that we want to focus on with regards to our pressure washer is going to be the gallons per minute. And I just actually released a video on what pressure washer you should start your business with. You could start from the bottom, which might be like a 2.5 gallon per minute from Home Depot, for example, which is actually where I started. And then I upgraded my setup to a 4 gallon per minute. And then ultimately, I combined my business with a couple people that were running 8 gallon per minute, 5.5 gallon per minute. And the difference between a 2.5 to an 8 gallon per minute is night and day. The amount of work that you can get done is absolutely incredible. But also the difference in investment. Obviously, a 2.5 gallon a minute might cost you a couple $100 at Home Depot or Lowe's. 8 gallon a minute, you're going to need the pressure washer and you're going to need more things, trailer, water tanks, the whole deal. So going up to the higher grade equipment is also going to come with a higher cost. That's why I say I would probably start around that 4 gallon per minute range, which is a good place to be. It's going to allow you to get things done quickly, but you're not going to need a huge setup in order to get started. Obviously, once you get started, once you start making money, you want to reinvest back into your setup. But with regards to a service cleaner, you guys are probably seeing the cheap service cleaners you can get from Lowe's, Home Depot. They're 12-inch, maybe 16-inch. Oftentimes, they're about 130 bucks. I would not recommend going this route. In the beginning of my business, I went this route. I probably went through like 10 of these before I said, you know what, I've had enough. Enough is enough. They would last me a couple jobs and then they would end up breaking on me. Something would go wrong and then I'd have to go back to the store and get another one. So I recommend you guys go with a BE or a Whirlaway service cleaner. And most of these come in the 20-inch variant, which is good. And if you have a 4 gallon per minute, you're going to be just fine running a 20-inch service cleaner. And just for anybody who's curious, the surface cleaner to gallon per minute ratio is about 4 inches of surface cleaner to every 1 gallon per minute. So if you got a 4 gallon per minute machine, you should technically have 16-inch surface cleaner. However, you can run a 20-inch with it. So with regards to the pressure washer, prioritize gallons per minute. And with regards to the service cleaner, spend a little bit more money in the beginning so that way you can get a good service cleaner that's going to last you a long time and allow you to do a bunch of work with it. Next, let's go ahead and jump into chemicals. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, the technical term of the first chemical that you're going to need is sodium hypochlorite, also known as bleach. And if you don't know how to mix or what percentages go on which surfaces, you guys can check out the Quote IQ mix calculator. Within the calculator, you can pick your percentage based on which surface you're cleaning, and it's going to tell you how much water to bleach ratio you're going to need based on how concentrated the bleach actually is. So I'll leave a link for Quote IQ down in the comment section description if you guys want to check that out. It's completely free and it's in the resources section of Quote IQ. Now, when we get into actually how to do the job, I'm going to break down when to apply the chemical and how it kind of flows within the flow of the job, if you will. However, I'm going to talk about a couple other chemicals you guys can take a look at if you want to raise your average ticket price. So another way that you can make a ton of money with cleaning concrete, a lot of people think that the only way you can make money is just to clean the concrete, but there are certain stains that come on a concrete that you can upcharge to remove. Now, in the beginning of my business, I didn't know what these stains were. I didn't know what they looked like, and I didn't know that I could technically upcharge for cleaning them. However, as time went on, I learned what these were, and I ended up making more money as a result of that. I remember the first time I ever encountered a rust stain on a customer's property. He said, "Hey, do you think you can get the orange stuff off of my concrete?" And I was like, I'll try. And I just applied pressure to it. The thing about pressure is it won't take off every single stain. And that's why we need certain chemicals to do that. So the first one I want to talk about is oil stain removal. And I would recommend a good degreaser for this, something like Dynamite Degreaser, which you guys can get from southeastsoftwash.com, which I will link in the comment section and the description as well. Oil stain is a great upsell for you. Happens a lot of times on driveway, happens a lot of times on, commercial concrete as well. And a lot of people don't like oil stains. Now, the one caveat with regards to oil stain removal is you do have to set a precedence with the customer. It's not a guarantee that, 100% of the oil stain is going to be able to come out just because of how absorbent the concrete is. It's almost impossible to get 100% of the oil stain out. But you just set expectations on the front end. You let them know that it's going to look a lot better. However, it might not be 100%. And oil stain removal is a great way to, like I said, raise that average ticket price. Another one is rust stain removal. In the beginning of my business, the guy said, "Hey, can you remove these orange stains?" I didn't know what they were, so I just tried to put pressure on them. That's not going to remove a rust stain. For rust stain removal, I would recommend another Southeast Soft Wash chemical, something like Rust Rescue. I have some videos on my channel kind of going over how to use it and what that kind of looks like with regards to mixing the chemical, applying it, and cleaning it up. So if you guys want to check those videos out, you definitely can. But having the right chemicals in your arsenal and being able to identify certain stains on certain properties is really going to help you with regards to speaking to the customer, communicating the fact that you can offer them more value in terms of removing these stains. And as a byproduct of that, you will be compensated more so because you're offering more value. So stain removal chemicals is a great thing that you guys should focus on if you're wanting to make as much money as you can cleaning concrete. Next, let's go ahead and get into how to do the job. Now, obviously, cleaning concrete is pretty straightforward, right? We're going to put the surface cleaner on it. We're going to wash it. We're going to rinse it off. It's going to be clean. Yes. Now, how do chemicals kind of come into the equation here? First and foremost, we have two different ways that we could do things. We could do things with chemical or we could do things without chemical. I know for me, whenever I first started my business, I didn't really want much to do with chemical. I didn't like the way it smelled. If it spilled somewhere, I was freaking out because it was like super concentrated. So I just didn't really feel like comfortable with it. As time progressed, I obviously realized that it was an integral part of making money. However, in the beginning, it wasn't something that I wanted to mess with. So I'm going to tell you guys about each way that you can do things. First and foremost, the chemical route. What you would do is you can apply the chemical before you start the actual cleaning. And what this is going to do is it's going to start eating at the growth, the organic growth that is on the concrete. And then obviously you would come through, wash it off, and then you would rinse it. So it just kind of aids in being able to do the job quicker because it starts killing that organic growth before you actually come through to wash it off. This is going to make the job a lot faster. I didn't recognize this early on. I was just like, I don't want to deal with chemical, and I was okay with the job taking longer. However, if you're willing to use it, it will make things go quicker. And obviously, that's how we get our profit margin. The faster we're able to do the job, the more money that we're essentially making for our time. Now, you can also wash and then apply your chemical, which doesn't really help out on the washing side of things, but it will mitigate the lines that may come up after you're done doing the job. This is something that we'll do from time to time. If the lines are, super prevalent after we're done cleaning, we'll hit it with another round of bleach, and typically we'll just let it sit on there. It'll dry on there, and it'll eat away and kill off anything that is creating the lines, basically. So with the chemical, you can either pre-treat it, which is before the job, or you could post-treat it, which is after the job. And in some cases, you might do both if it's super bad. Now, with a no chemical treatment, you want to wash it in one direction first, and then you want to cross hit it, okay? Because basically, the lines will pop up if you don't do this. And the lines are one of the most embarrassing things. I'm going to talk about this towards the end of the video whenever I get into some of the mistakes that you can make. But the last thing that you want to do is finish a job, have a customer come and check it out, and just see lines all over your concrete. So unfortunately, with the no chemical method, it is going to take a lot longer. However, it was just something that I was willing to do in the beginning because you will need a chemical applicator. Things get a little bit more expensive whenever you do involve chemical as well because you got to pay for the chemical. We got to haul the chemical. We got to be able to dispense it and everything else that comes with using bleach whenever you're cleaning. So with no chemical, you want to hit it vertically and then you can come back, hit it horizontally. The second pass doesn't take as long, but it's going to mitigate all of those lines. Job's going to take you a little bit longer, but that's just how it is. Next, let's go ahead and get into how to get these jobs. Now, obviously, you can get these jobs using all of your conventional methods for getting work, pressure washing, or getting any kind of work in general. You could use Facebook, Nextdoor, flyers, mailers, websites. You can pass out cards. You can put out yard signs, whatever the case may be. Figure out how to get in front of people that need this service and let them know that you offer it. I personally like to run ads with special offers to driveway cleaning. I did this a bunch in the beginning of my business because it was one of my favorite things to do. As far as pressure washing, I was hauling my equipment around the house all the time. So if I didn't have to wash the house, I didn't necessarily want to. I'd just rather do the driveway in the beginning. Now, as things evolved and our equipment got better and we don't have so much of a hassle moving everything around, obviously we want to get the whole package. We want to do the whole house. But in the beginning of my business, I would run ads out with special offers specifically for driveway cleaning because it was one of my favorite things to do. Now, I did a free video ad breakdown of an ad that generated us over $13,000 in 1 month. If you guys want to check that out, I'll leave it linked in the comment section description. Absolutely free. And you can copy my video ad strategy. Like I said, that landed us over $13,000 in jobs. It really helps with your marketing if it's calculated, if it's dialed, if there's a method to the madness. If you're just kind of throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks, that's not really a good way to go. You want to have a reason for the things that you can do. Now, you can also upsell customers who call you out for services. Like my brother, he does can cleaning. He could easily offer driveway cleaning to all the customers who call him out. He also offers mobile detailing. He's done landscaping jobs for his mobile detail customers. If you're able to get on a customer's property, if you're able to gain their trust, if you do good work for them, they pay you, they're happy with you, you can easily offer your other services to them. So never rule that out. So with regards to getting the jobs, all your conventional methods, just be sure that you guys have a strategy for those and upsell the customers that you're getting from the other services that you're offering as well. Let's get into how to price these types of jobs next. Now, we do a square footage price for concrete cleanings using QuoteIQ. If you guys haven't checked out QuoteIQ already, it'll be linked in the comment section description. You guys can try your first month for $1. Super easy. All we do is look up the address, we measure the property, and based on the square footage, we have a square footage rate, and it's anywhere from 13 cents for residential to 9 or 10 cents for commercial, depending upon how much commercial concrete they're wanting us to clean. Now, the more concrete that they have, the more of a break that we can give them on the square footage price, because it's just like if you buy anything in a large bulk, you can obviously get a discount per unit. So if we want to land like a huge concrete cleaning job, we'll go a little bit lower on the square footage price just so it makes a little bit more sense. Now, minimums are also really important for this type of work, because somebody might be like, hey, I just want you to come out and clean my back patio. Well, back patio is going to be like super small for us to take the gas to get over there, take out all the equipment, set up, clean the back patio, put everything back up, drive back to the house. Like, it's just a lot of time, energy, and effort that goes into that. Our current minimums are $200 minimum for every single job, and sometimes they go up to $250 depending upon how busy we are. If we're super busy, we might not even quote anything that's $250. If we have way more lead flow than we have ability to fulfill that lead flow, then we just won't even quote it. So it's incredibly important to have a minimum pricing, so that way you don't waste your time and you're able to get jobs done and make the most money effectively and efficiently. Now let's get into how to sell these kind of jobs. Selling them is really easy, actually. All you need is some good before and after pics. We actually have a before and after pic pack that I'll try to link in the comment section and the description. You can use footage on your video ads of the concrete actually being cleaned. And if you guys want to see some of that footage, you can check out the ad that I had mentioned earlier. And it's just as easy as if they have a dirty driveway, we'll clean it up for them. Some people don't care if their driveway is dirty, and that's one of the downsides of offering this service, is people don't necessarily need to have a clean driveway. But I know for my house, I always want it to look good. I always want to have a clean driveway, and I appreciate having that clean driveway. So it just depends on the type of customer. And if you're attracting the right customers into your business, they're going to want to have this service done. Now, the biggest mistakes that you can make offering this service, first and foremost, your tips can get clogged in your service cleaner, which may make you think that your service cleaner is broken. I had this happen to me a couple different times. I thought my service cleaner was broken. I went back and got another one, or threw that one away, and I wasted a lot of money doing things like that. So with regards to the higher grade units, you can take off the tips, and it just makes it really easy to kind of unclog those. So that way, in the event that it does get clogged, you can fix that and remedy it. Now, the tips also need to be aligned properly. They need to be aligned with the bar. It's hard to show you guys through me making a video like this unless I did a specific video on it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would watch a video on it, because if your tips aren't aligned properly, then you're not going to be cleaning the right way. Also, going too fast can be a mistake. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of tiger stripes, but if you go too fast, you'll leave tiger stripes in the concrete. Obviously not a good look, not something that we want to be doing. You can also leave lines in the concrete if you're going too quick, or some cases you can't even avoid it. It's just like one of those things that's going to happen. But that's pretty much all the mistakes that you can make. Also, applying too much pressure to some concrete. You can etch it. Don't clean newer driveways. Don't pressure wash newer driveways, I should say. You can rinse them, but don't apply too much pressure to newer driveways, because if you etch them, then there's nothing you can do. I mean, I'm sure there might be something you can do. I remember Cody telling me that there was a chemical that, could fix it a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty much a done deal after that. And, you never want that to happen. You never want to put your customer in a situation where they're going to be upset. Leaving lines, also, you don't want to leave lines and then have them come out and you say the job's done. There's lines all over their concrete. That's why I gave you guys the tips in the beginning of the video to mitigate that. Now let's get into the math breakdown. How do we make that $1,000 a day? So the average driveway is going to be around $200, I would say, at least for where I'm located. So we would technically need 5 driveways a day to get to that $1,000. The secret to getting this number up is the upsells that we spoke about earlier in the video, as well as selling them on the other services that you can take care of while you're there, while you're at their property. As I mentioned, my brother will do can cleaning, then he'll do mobile detailing. Then the customer will be like, hey, do you do landscaping? And then I'll say, hey, we also offer driveway cleaning, whatever the case may be. Once you get on a customer's property, leverage as many different services as you can. Now, commercial jobs are much easier to make $1,000 in one day. We've done thousands of dollars cleaning concrete in a day with regards to commercial cleanings, but you need a way to get in front of those commercial accounts, which if you guys are struggling to bring in those types of customers, the big commercial accounts into your business, be sure to check out the local domination course. I'll leave it linked in the comment section description. In that course, we break down step by step the way that we get in front of $10,000 plus jobs on a regular basis. So you guys definitely don't want to miss out on that. That course is worth like thousands of times more than what we charge for it. So if you haven't checked it already, be sure to check it out. But the word of the day for anybody who made it this far in the video is Warsh. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below Warsh and I'll hashtag you're a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. And until next time, hustle hard. Get that money, baby. Peace.